Morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are at. Welcome to Mentor Mornings. I want to share a story with you. So, there I was, flying through the air on a 300-pound four-wheeler, about 20 feet in the air. I could look down, I saw the ground whizzing by, I could see my shadow way off in the distance. And sailing through the air at that moment, I didn't realize that this was going to affect the rest of my life. And I knew right then that I had made a mistake. I had made an error. And um, I knew that at that point, I wasn't going to make it to the landing. Hey, Dira, good to see you, man. I knew that I wasn't going to make the landing. I knew that I wasn't going to make it to this outcome, this result that I had wanted. And what had happened before is I came around the corner. I came out of the corner, and I had the throttle pinned. I was blasting through the gears, and I knew that I had to hit this thing full bore. And right before I got to the lip of the first jump, hey Anthony, good to see you on here, brother. Right before I got to the lip of the jump, I hesitated. I blipped the throttle. I let out just for a moment. And because of that, I didn't have the momentum necessary in order to make it to the result that would have let me continue to race. And when I hit the top of that jump, the suspension didn't work. And instantly I felt a searing pain in both my arms. I was thrown off of the four-wheeler and I tumbled across the ground. And that moment left this mark on my life. And it was, I had questioned my ability to get to the desired outcome, and because of that questioning, I hesitated only for a brief moment. So first of all, guys, welcome to Mentor Mornings, where I share wisdom from people far wiser than myself to help you own your day and fuel your journey. And if you appreciate this, please hit that thumbs up button, share it if you feel like it helps, and if you aren't already, subscribe for daily inspiration and motivation. So James Allen said something that I thought applied to this. He says, mind is the master power that molds and makes, and we are mind, and evermore we take the tool of thought, and shaping what we will bring forth 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. Hey Ron, good to see you on here, brother. We think in secret, and it comes to pass, environment is but our looking glass. Environment is but our looking glass. That's a really interesting concept, and it's also kind of a neat play on words for us to imagine what he's trying to say there. So there are times inside of our lives where we are all called upon to demonstrate our ability with absolute faith within ourselves. And the truth about those times is they're either of our own making, or it's just a series of events that kind of threw us into this occasion, threw us into this place. And we never feel ready for those moments, do we? Like when you think back of these times when you were called upon to demonstrate absolute faith in yourself, did you feel 100% ready to do that thing? So I think James is telling us inside this that our minds make up the experience that we have inside of our lives. So if that is true, if our minds make up the experience that we have, what is it inside of our minds that cause us to experience doubt and hesitation inside of our lives? Could it be a lack of self-confidence, a lack of belief, an intrinsic lack of belief in self? And so to counter those thoughts that hold us back, I've in all my research and all my study, guys, I try to make it as simple a concept as I possibly can, in order to make it actionable, right? Because just having knowledge is not something really that helps us unless we're able to implement it inside of our own lives. And so when I try to boil this down to the easiest way that we can use this, there's a couple of things. One, I'm going to talk about Dr. Daniel Amen and his approach. But first, I think it's really important to talk about something that plays a key role, and that is developing the conscious awareness to be able to recognize the thoughts or beliefs that cross our mind, pass through the gates of what is accepted. If normally we have these thoughts that pass through and we just let them go, but if we can catch them, if we can consciously see them before they pass through and we're able to recognize them, all of a sudden they lose that power that they had before. So the way that we do that, the tools that we can use to develop that awareness to be able to catch those is silence, meditation, and journaling. Those are what will help us develop that awareness to catch those before they pass through the gates of our mind. So Dr. Daniel Amen, which he helps people with mental illness, and basically like areas of the brain that cause depression, anxiety, like these are real things that so many of us struggle with, and he says to stomp on your ants. Ants are automatic negative thoughts. They're what we're talking about, the beliefs or the thought patterns that pass through our mind without us even recognizing them. So first, if you can develop that awareness to catch them, then secondly, he says there are 4 questions that we can ask ourselves that will help us like get rid of the automatic negative thoughts, to reframe them, to recognize them as false. The first question, he says, that we should ask once we recognize is it true? Is that thought true? Yes or no? The second question is, can I absolutely know that it is true? Can you prove to yourself beyond a shadow of a doubt that that thought that you allowed to pass, maybe about yourself or about somebody else or about who you are or how you're operating in the world, can you absolutely verify that that is truth inside of your life? The third question that he says that we should ask is, how do I react when I think that thought? How do I react when I think that thought? Do I feel an emotion? Do I feel less than? Does it make me sad? Does it make me angry? How do I treat the people around me? How do I view myself? Like, what happens to my physical body posture when that happens? You know, does my body posture change? Do I make different choices inside of my life? How do I react when I have that thought? That's the third question. The fourth question is, what would I be without that thought? Is that thought, okay, so Ron, is that thought true? Can I absolutely know it's true? How do I react when I think that thought? Thank you for writing that down. Okay. The fourth one is, what would I be without that thought? Or how would I feel if I didn't have that thought? So what would I be without that? So it's imagining yourself without that belief, without that thought. Who would you be? How would you show up inside of the world? How would people react to you? How would you feel about yourself? What kind of emotions would you feel if you didn't have that thought or feeling? So if you ask yourself those 4 questions, suddenly those automatic negative thoughts that pass through the filter, your brain will recognize them, and if you force yourself to ask those questions about that thought, perhaps your brain can make the shift where it doesn't just automatically accept it. It doesn't just automatically let it pass through. So today, guys, to make this actionable, to put it inside of your life and to be able to use it. First of all, did I say that, like, welcome to Mentor Mornings? I can't even remember if I said that. You guys, please hit that thumbs up button if you appreciate this. Subscribe if you're not already. Okay, so today, guys, if you were going to apply this, if you were going to recognize one thought inside of your life, one thought that's passing through that filter that is affecting who you are, how you show up inside of the world, the decisions that you're making, the success that you're having with your business, your career, your relationships, with yourself, with others. What's one thought today, guys, that you could apply these 4 questions to? Make that your meditation today. Ask yourselves those 4 questions, really process it, and see if you can eliminate that automatic negative thought that's occurring over and over. Hello from India. Hello from Montana, my friend. I'm glad you're here. All right, guys, so that's it today for meditation, or the Mentor Mornings. I appreciate you being here so much. I will see you tomorrow on Mentor Mornings. All right, we'll see you.